During the 40 days from when Jesus rose from the dead until Ascension Day, Jesus appeared to his disciples several times. On one occasion, two of Jesus' followers were travelling to a village called Emmaus, and as they were walking along discussing all the things that had happened over the past few days, Jesus himself drew near and walked along with them. But somehow they didn't recognise him. Jesus asked them what they were talking about, and they went on to explain all the things that had happened and how their hopes that Jesus was going to set them free had disappeared when he died. And how surprised they were when some of the women had gone to the tomb that morning and told them that they couldn't find Jesus' body, and how they'd seen a vision of angels who told them that he was alive. Then when they arrived in Emmaus, the two followers asked Jesus to stay with them, and when they sat down to eat together, he took the bread, gave thanks, broke it, and began to give it to them, and suddenly they recognized that it was Jesus, but he disappeared from their sight. Then on another occasion the disciples were gathered together when suddenly Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." They were terrified and thought that they were seeing a ghost, but Jesus showed them his hands and his side, and the disciples' fear soon turned to joy when they realised that it was Jesus and that he was alive. One of the disciples, called Thomas, wasn't with them when Jesus appeared. So the others told him what they'd seen, but Thomas didn't believe them, saying, "Unless I see the scars from the nails in his hands and put my hand in his side, I will not believe." A week later, Thomas and the disciples were together, and again Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then Jesus said to Thomas, "Put your finger here, Thomas, and look at my hands. Then reach out your hand and put it in my side. Stop your doubting and believe." Then on another occasion, some of the disciples had decided to go fishing on Lake Galilee. They'd been fishing all night long, but they hadn't caught anything. There was a man standing on the shore who called to them and asked if they'd caught anything. They didn't recognise who it was, even when he said to them, "Throw your net on the right side of the boat and you'll find some fish." When they did, to their amazement, they were unable to pull the net in because there were so many fish. When they saw all these fish, John realised that it was Jesus, and Peter jumped into the water and rushed to meet him. And as they arrived on the shore, they saw a fire of burning coals with fish on it. So the disciples sat and ate breakfast with Jesus. Then after they'd eaten, Jesus spoke to Peter and asked him 3 times if he loved him. Peter answered 3 times that he did love Jesus, and on the 3rd time he said, "Lord, you know all things. Surely you know that I love you." Peter was hurt because he remembered how he denied knowing Jesus 3 times, just as Jesus said he would. But now he'd been given a chance to say, "I love you" 3 times. And he knew that he was loved and forgiven, and he was ready to be the leader of the followers of Jesus.